Hey there, how's it going? It's Xielent. In today's video, we're going to go over how to prevent your pals from sustaining injuries, getting sick, getting depressed, getting stuck, all those kinds of things that can happen so often in Palworld. It's almost annoying, and it really sucks having to make this high-end medical grade supplies. So that's what I'm working on right now because as you can probably imagine, not all of my bases look like this. There are some issues with some of my other bases. Now, first, if you're playing on a dedicated server, anytime you log off, you need to remove your pals out of the pal box. Unfortunately, there's no way around this. If you leave them in, they will get sick or injured. Next thing is make sure you're spacing all of your stations out and try to build everything outside. You want to have as much room for each station as possible so some of your bigger pals can get in, and I would suggest not building inside. For some reason, as of right now, I have issues going inside of buildings, so I recommend just putting everything outside if you can. And you can see here, everyone seems to be okay other than this bushy, but let's go look at some of our other bases so I can show you the main problems. So this base I was having a lot of problems with and solved it a few different ways, so I'll show you. So for the longest time, I thought, okay, we'll just make berries and put it in the food box and that's fine. But what happens is you don't gain sanity with these berries, but with other food items you do. So for example, this salad, I'm gaining nutrition and sanity levels. Even with the baked berries, it's better than having just the normal berries. I would recommend starting out doing that. You can at least give them one sanity back each time that they eat, and that's better than none whatsoever. So pretty much everyone on this base that I have added, this is my mining base, they are depressed or sick in some way or fashion. You can pretty much go over each one of them and see. Now, just to show you that I've resolved the problem, their sanity levels are now pretty much fine. But I'll tell you what was going on. So the first thing is I've noticed with PAL beds, when you place them on the base, they actually don't need to have full access to the PAL beds. They just need to be on the base. So what I've done here, which I can't really destroy any of these and show you, let me try to climb up, is I've put two beds in each one of these rooms and made a tower out of it. So it still counts the beds as being there, but of course, nothing can actually go in here and sleep. So that will save a lot of room on your base, and it will make sure that your pals actually just fall asleep at their station. And I found that this prevents them from getting stuck very often, so you can try this. Try to put your beds in a tower stack up like that, and it might resolve some issues. And then like I said, make sure there's enough space for your pals, so don't put things too close together. You can see this space is a little tight over here with the farming, and then you come over here to the springs, but there's still enough room to move around. They mostly are over here. So that is the most important thing to do, is just space things out and make sure you have the proper food. Now, I'll show you my really problematic base. And that is my mining base over here. So as you can see, most of our pals are overfull, depressed, weakened, all of that. But I have added some new pals in here, and you can see the Anubises, none of them are sick. Most of the Cellerays that I've added, none of them are sick. And pretty much all the Dumb Muds are sick, other than this one because I added him in last. And the problem I was having here is I would spawn into my world, and every single one of my pals would be grouped up right here and unable to move. And the reason for this is because I had the pal box in the ground like this, and I had the feed box just like right here. So what would happen is when I would spawn in, it's almost like they were getting stuck between this pal box and the feed box. So what I did is actually moved their feed box over to a really wide open area. So there used to be a lot of dig toises over here until I realized how bugged they were when it comes to, just mining. So what I did over here is I separated the food box into a wide open area. You can even create a platform here for them. And I'll probably do the same exact tower over here with their beds. That way they just kind of sleep at stations. But pretty much the same thing. Just space everything out. Even though this is in the ground, they're still able to move around and no problems there. And what I like about this base is I can actually just grab stuff, turn around, and teleport. So it makes it really easy. But that is essentially the easiest way to keep your pals from becoming depressed or injured or anything like that, is make sure that you have this feed box spaced out in the middle. Make sure that you're feeding them something that is giving them sanity back. Also invest in some hot springs and some better beds if you can. And that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this short tutorial. And it's been Xielent. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.